You fool. No matter how hard you try, my defense is unbreakable.
We'll see about that!
What's up, guys? SSJAipom here with a brand new Dragonball Xenoverse 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the surprisingly overlooked feature of the game that can greatly boost your success rate in online matches. No, your eyes are not deceiving you, we are talking about defense. Realistically, the average player on Dragonball Xenoverse has pretty poor or no defense at all, outside of very basic dodges or snap vanishes, and they'll get swamped in most cases. In fact, the average playstyle tends to lean more towards an unmastered version of hyper offense without very much commitment. So, fortunately for you, beating most people online is a simple game of get them to panic vanish until you can stamina break them and death combo them. But if you're on the losing side, constantly being wiped out, or you just want some more defense tips, I've got some of them, or some lesser known details that may help you up your defense and let you live, or keep you in a fight for much longer. Of course, certain playstyles do not require blocking at all. Hyper offense is called hyper offense for a reason. But in the event where you have to play analytical or mix up your tactics, you might need some defense knowledge to keep you in the fight a little bit longer or make your opponent kinda respect you more. Now, blocking is the most basic form of defense. You simply hold the button down and you'll cut incoming damage down greatly at the cost of stamina per attack. It's important to note that each attack drains different stamina values from you when you're blocking, and there are even skills that will break your guard automatically. However, there are lesser known details that help you become a trickier target to take down. So, blocking won't allow your opponent to do their entire combo strings, as you probably noticed, and you can actually retreat in the middle of your opponent's guard, or in the middle of your guard, in the middle of their attacks while you're blocking. So, this is because guarding an opponent's attack puts them at a frame disadvantage, which in short means that they'll take them longer to return to their neutral state after attacking you. So, it's why you've probably been grabbed after a computer player blocked you, or, a better player took you out with a block or something. So practice backstepping or retreating straight from blocking your opponent's attacks, and you'll definitely feel like a god who is kinda untouchable in the middle of a fight. Snap vanishing, of course, takes 2 bars of stamina in general, but a very overlooked addition to the game is the fact that you can tap the ascend button or X button if you're playing on controller type A while blocking to perform a sort of snap vanish behind your opponent, and it only costs you 1 bar of stamina. This is a great tool to catch an opponent who committed to a combo off guard while you're blocking, of course, and you can even use it without being attacked as long as they're in range to get right behind them. Remember, you can only block certain angles in front and on the sides of your characters, so your back is a weak spot, and putting you right behind the opponent kinda gives you a clean hit, if not causes them to panic, so that's always an option. Now we're going to talk about perfect blocks, or just guards as the game calls them. Blocking an incoming attack as it enters its active frames usually results in a perfect block. And in short, active frames are the parts of an animation where you can actually take damage. So timing your block so that your character is defending just as an attack would land, not as it's starting up or finishing, it will give you a perfect block. It's important to note that on certain TVs you have a short input delay, so even though you did time a move correctly, your TV will not get the signal from the game to actually let you block, so there's that. Latency is also an issue in bad or deteriorating connections, so you may also experience issues there where you'll miss key animation cues or hints that give you perfect timing. So all in all, it's something that you need to practice and get the hang of in an online environment where things are constantly shifting, but when they do work, they are devastating tools. Perfect blocks work against most normal attacks, key blast supers, and even evasive skills from your opponent, and they will drain at least 1 bar of stamina from your opponent in most cases while giving you a bar of ki in return. If you're on the receiving end of a perfect block, it may wipe out your momentum so much that you don't think to respond, and in most cases, most actions you do try to do will not work. The next time you get perfect block, you can immediately block right after it, so if you didn't know you can block after being perfect blocked, then you'll be safe in most cases, especially if you weren't using a skill or evasive. And this can of course be extended into either tapping the ascend button to appear behind your opponent after you block, or just retreating after you block. So if you get perfect block blocked and then go into one of the defensive actions rather than standing there and getting punished, And of course, you can perfect blocking enemies, either they grab you or they go for a string right after perfect blocking you, so you gotta figure out who you're playing against or what their playstyle is or what their next course of action is after doing a perfect block, to figure out exactly which action is the best for you to get out the way and kinda, do some stuff, man, do some stuff. And I hope these tips kinda do help you out in the long run, but as a bonus, of course, I'll be discussing some things that you can do to get into your opponent's defenses as well if you're having trouble. If you're attacking someone who keeps blocking, you can snap vanish out of your combo by pressing X or doing 2 or more attacks on their block. So if you're attacking someone and they're blocking the whole combo string, just tap X and you'll appear behind them, and it feels good. It feels very good to get behind them and kind of scare them. And it'll cost you 1 bar of ki, but positions you behind their It'll cost you 1 bar of stamina, but it puts you behind their back. So you've got an option to actually get some attacks in. You can also charge a heavy attack in a combo string by itself, or, you know, in the middle of like a backswing to break an opponent's guard too. So if your opponent keeps on fishing for those perfect guards, just hold the button down and break their stamina. Alternatively, actually, you can mix up the two above or previous tips and actually charge up a heavy attack and then tap the ascend button in the middle of charging it to appear behind your opponent. This is a great fake out tool, and it definitely gets you behind your opponent without them knowing much to do. Because if they see a charge attack coming, they're either going to try to like backstep or like move around, you know, unless they're just that focused on trying to get a perfect block. So if you tap X, you appear behind them. Now their back is to you. You get some free hits in there, man. And my favorite, of course, is grabbing. Grabs are, of course, unblockable, so it's the best option in most cases when your opponent is just kind of standing there turtling. So you have a way to get them. So there are some neat skills to look at to break your opponent's guard or shave away at it. And I would say we can talk about Shockwave, Arm Crash, a fully charged Sledgehammer, Ginyu Force Special Dance, whatever the hell it's called, Destructo Disc. Even some characters' jump attacks can literally smash a guard. If your opponent is blocking and you're playing as like Turles or Kid Buu, just jump and press square, especially if you guys on the floor. I promise you, you'll be like, what? It does work. You have several options to get it done, and if you find yourself getting your guard broken, pay closer attention to your enemy's animations. They literally let you know what's coming next, so you don't have to commit too much to being like blocking, you know? And in the background, I probably had footage of a custom character themed after Ryu from Street Fighter, who isn't fully leveled up and didn't have any stats invested or anything. He's about level 50 at the time of the recording, taking on one of Deadpool's maxed out Majins, who had like a balanced damage, and I'd say he did pretty good. Yeah, it did pretty good. 050. So blocking is definitely something to pick up, guys, if you haven't been doing it yet, and it'll definitely help you out in terms of staying alive and whatnot. I don't even, if you guys want to know about the Ryu character, he's not optimized for stats or anything. I legit just made Ryu. Like, he has like a Shoryuken clone, or as close as you can get to it, a Hadouken clone, or as close as you can get to it. He has a couple of presets too, so if you guys want like an overview of that, I can do that, I guess, as like a bonus video. But that's going to be it from me today in terms of defense and whatnot. If you have any more defense tips, or you know any mechanics that were not covered in this video, go ahead and drop a comment and let people know about it, and I'll be seeing you in the very next video. Take care of yourselves. Also, to the guy who parked the white car outside, I'm going to need you to move that, because that's very rude. You do know this is like a public like street, right? We need access to outside. Why are you? No, it's not an issue for me though. It's an issue for the rest of the community. Because when there's a white car outside, just in the middle of the damn driveway, how am I supposed to get to and from work? I just feel like if we don't have a way to get to and from work, there's going to be an issue that needs to get resolved. And I just feel like if we can't get that resolved, then what the hell is going on in most cases? So I just feel like,